What's up, you guys? This is Shay and welcome back to my channel. So if you guys are new to my channel, welcome. On my channel I discuss beauty, fashion, nursing, try-on hauls, nursing school, scrub try-on hauls, just a variety of a bunch of different things. So if you guys are interested in what my channel has to offer, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, as well as the bell notification to be notified whenever I post a new video. So today I'm going to be discussing online nursing schools. I'm going to let you guys know the nursing school that I went to, as well as how I survived my last semester of BSN school, okay? So if you guys are interested in this video, please just stay tuned. Okay, so if you guys do not know, I did start my BSN nursing school journey in May 2020, okay? My school, I went a little bit over a year, so I think I went to school for about a year and like 4 or 5 months, something like that. I'm like, my math is like shot right now. So I did finish my BSN program December 2021. Okay, so I started May 2020 and finished in December 2021. It's our own. Okay, so let me just give you a little bit about tell you a little bit about the school. But if you guys want to know specific things, please go ahead and write me a message down below or a comment, and then I will try to make a video to kind of like gear towards what your questions are, because I can't put everything in this one video because I'm not sure what you guys want to know. So I just want to let you guys know that. So the school that I went to, it was all online. All theory was online, webinars, discussion posts, everything online. The only thing that you did need to do is your clinicals and preceptorship on site, okay? So you did have to travel for your clinicals and preceptorship. Let me see. This school that I went to, I did do the LVN to BSN RN program. So let me just let you guys know, if you are already if you are already a LVN, and you come in with classes, they do accept classes from different states, long as it's less than 7 years old. Even your, I think even your GE classes too. Okay. And I believe your trifectas, which is the anatomy, physio, and microbiology, I think that those are 5 years, but don't quote me on it, okay? So of course, whenever you guys choose a school, you will do your own research, you will talk to advisors, and you will do what is best for you, okay? Just because I went to this school, that does not mean that you need to go to the same school. I just want to let you guys know what school I went to, because I get a lot of questions about that, emails and things like that. What else? Also, so since I was at LVN coming into the school, I did already have a lot of classes that I already took at my local community college, but they have you can test out of 3 different classes. The 3 different classes that you can test out of if you are coming into the school as a LVN, you can test out of these 3 classes, and these 3 classes will be like on-site classes that, of course, you have to do online clinicals. I'm sorry, I said online. Of course, you have to do on-site clinicals for, okay, 2 of those classes, and the other one is pharmacology. So you can test out of pharmacology 1, health assessment. That's like your basic care and things like that, health assessment, as well as med surge, okay? The beginning of med surge. You can test out of those 3 classes, okay, if you are at LVN. So you have to test out of those classes at the beginning. So when you go to the school, you will take an entrance exam, which consists of comprehension, grammar, and also a math test, okay? So you have to pass all of those. After that, you'll do those 3 classes that I said that you can test out of. Those are actually, 2 of them are HESIs, and another one is like an online course that you take over a certain amount of time, and you have to score on not the HESIs, but on that pharmacology, you have to get 100% on every test. I believe that you can take them a couple of times, but it has to be 100%. There's no 99%. It's not 100% on every test for you to test out of that Pharm 1 class, okay? For the HESI, for the health assessment, as well as the med surge, those are HESIs, and of course you need to get an 850 or above, okay? So it's just like any other HESI, you have to do that. And And if you do that, that's good, because that can knock off like a whole semester, okay? If you was to be able to test out of those 3 classes. So that's already an advantage for you. But I feel like if you feel like you're not very comfortable in pharmacology, of course you can take pharmacology. You can take it, but I tested out of pharmacology as well as health assessment. My med surge, my mistake was when I was taking a med surge HESI, since I am an LVN, I was thinking like an LVN taking a test. So whenever they will say, and I only missed it by a tiny bit, I got an 840 something on that one. The ones in school I get higher, but that one I got like an 840 something, I believe. And my mistake was every time I was reading the questions, I was thinking as an LVN. So whenever they say bleeding, I'm like, oh my God, it's serious, because I'm an LVN. But really, some of the stuff, it don't be that serious. And now by me being in school, I learned that whenever you taking your HESI exams or any type of exams like that, remember that you need to do whatever you can possibly do as a nurse before you say call the healthcare provider. Okay, I was calling the healthcare provider like crazy when I was doing that. Everything I was picking, notify the healthcare provider. But no, you have to do everything that you can do within your scope of practice before calling that healthcare provider, or you need to gather as much information as you can before calling the healthcare provider. Do you get what I'm saying? So if I would have been thinking like an RN, I would have, did better. So that was my problem. I know for a fact what my problem was. Okay, so the name of the school that I went to is called Nightingale College. It's based in Utah, but if you stay more than 100 miles away from the school or any type of clinical site, they have a cohort meeting place. I cannot pronounce that word. Cohort meeting place. They have one in Vegas, and I believe in one in Utah. So if you stay more than 100 miles away, you can be considered a remote learner. With remote learning, you of course you do all your theory online like every other student, but when it comes to clinicals, you do it in one lump time instead of going to your clinicals every single week. Like, you know how people may have clinicals on Mondays or Wednesdays of every week. You would do lump all of those hours into 1 or 2 weeks, or maybe 3 weeks, depending on which class you're in, because remember, every class has a different duration of clinical hours that goes with that specific class. So it's an advantage if you are in the remote program, because you just travel for a week or travel for 2 weeks or something like that. Okay, so that was that. Also, let me see what else. Another thing, let me just tell you about online school. Okay, this is just my opinion. If you are someone who needs a lot of assistant, like, and somebody to walk you through the school, and you want to ask a lot of questions and you need your questions answered right then and there, online school is not for you, because at this school they are not babysitting you at all. You can ask your questions, but sometimes your answers are not being answered when you want them to be answered. So I don't want you to even think that that's going to happen. It's not. So just know that. And it is fast paced. I know that before I went to the school, I know that a couple of people was like their their pass rate is not super high. But that's just because their pass rate isn't high, that don't have shit to do with me, because I'm going to be studying my ass off just like I did while I was in this program, made good grades. I know some students were struggling, and some people kept on failing okay, so let me just tell you another thing. At this school, your nursing courses have a HESI at the end of the course. Okay, a HESI and a benchmark on some of them, but a HESI on all of them except your last term, because you have your preceptorship, so you focusing on your NCLEX prep and things like that. If you have an A, you can have 100% in the class. Okay, but if you don't pass that HESI, things may be changed now, but when I was taking a class, I don't care if you have an A+ in the class. If you do not pass HESI, you do not pass the class. So a lot of people, of course, their rates weren't high because people weren't passing their HESIs. They probably dropped out. They probably didn't. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, so of course. So you can't focus on stuff like that, because if that's the case, you know what I'm saying? You have to individualize yourself and individualize certain things. Okay, so that's just my opinion. um Another thing is when you go to travel for clinicals, that is all out of your pocket. Okay, so I know that the school, because since I tested out that class, I think my whole schooling to get my BSN was 48,000. Okay, that's not bad, because out here in California it would have been like almost 100,000, right? And then even at another school that I seen, it was 78,000, and that was only for ADN. This is a BSN, and I'm only paying 48,000. But mind you, whenever you travel to your clinicals, so say for instance your clinicals is in, I'm just gonna throw something out, Utah, and you stay in California or you stay in Vegas, right? You have to travel to Utah. You have to pay for your flight and your housing, or if you're gonna rent a car or whatever you have to do, that is out of your pocket. Okay, so whenever you calculating your money, make sure that you put that to the side, or I don't know how you want to do it. You can meet a student, you can meet a classmate, maybe you guys can room together, because I did do that with one of my classmates. We did go half and half on rooming, right? Okay, so you can do that. I want to let you guys know that. And then since you're in a remote program, I'm going to tell you the states that this school may send you to. Okay, you can request, but it's not for sure that you're going to get the state that you want. Okay, so they can send you to Vegas, Utah, Iowa, Colorado, or Alaska. They say, I don't know nobody who's been to Alaska, but they said Alaska too. Okay, so you can go to any of those states too. They may send you to any of those to go to clinicals. Okay, so I do want to let you guys know that. Okay, so let me just tell you the pros and the cons of going to an online school. Okay, so the pro for me for going to this school is because I am a full-time mom. At the beginning, I work full-time as well. Okay, so being a full-time mom, working full-time, having other responsibilities, I couldn't find a school that I can go to here that would accommodate my schedule. It was just too hard. I couldn't do it. So that's the reason why I chose this school, because you get your school schedule of your assignments on that. They're available on a Monday and they're due on Sunday. Everything is Mountain Standard Time, so it's due on that Sunday. Okay, so that's what made it helpful. What else is a good thing? A good thing about it is that, of course, you move at your own pace. You can you move at your own pace. A downfall that I was letting you guys know is that, of course, it's so fast paced. It's so much work that they are not. I think since it's online, the assignment is like a tremendous amount of assignments. Okay, it's a lot of work. To me, it's a bunch of work. Each class has a lot of work. Okay, so that is a con for me. But let me just show you guys. I want to just show you guys my last semester. Okay, so mind you, in my last semester of this program is very fast paced when you are in your last semester of BSN, because remember, you're going to have your NCLEX prepping class. You're going to be finishing up all your big assignments. You're still going to have your advanced nursing class. So your last semester is very, very, very fast paced. And that is at any school, because I talked to my friend too, and she goes to a different school, and even her last semester is very fast paced. It's so much work. It's just a lot. Okay, because even the HESI, even the prep courses for NCLEX is so much. Okay, so let me just tell you the classes I had this term. So for my last term, I had a geriatric class, which discusses the aging process, their age-related diagnosis and conditions and things like that. Their psychosocial, all that is in that class, only related to the elderly population. Okay, I also had an advanced complex nursing class, which was like a step up from pathophysiology. You know, pathophysiology, you learned about different diagnoses and everything like that. This is like actually putting a diagnosis with the patients, telling you signs and symptoms, also telling you how to treat these. So it's like, sorry. So so that's what that advanced complex class is. So I love that class. It was very interesting. It was a whole bunch of papers being written and a lot of work, but it was a very interesting class. My other class was capstone. Capstone is so much writing. You need to know your APA formatting. I think that you need to know APA regardless on any BSN or master's program. You have to know how to write in APA format. It's no MLA, it's APA, okay? They pay very close attention to that for sure, okay? I also had what other class? I also had a decision making classes which discuss leadership, different type of medical, how medical high HMO will start. It's just a bunch of things like that, like the backhand of nursing and the things that people do not discuss, the like the administrative work basically of nursing. Like you learn all the background, all the history, things like that. I also had an advanced nursing class, which was also paired with my NCLEX prep as well as my preceptorship. Okay, all that was all bunched into one class. I don't know if I left out a class, but I think that was all of my classes, 5 classes. Okay, on top of doing preceptorship too. Just know that nothing slowed down because you're doing preceptorship. All your work is still due on time, okay? So I just want to just give you one little tip on what I did to help me prep, okay? For help me not be so overwhelmed, because if you don't, you will be overwhelmed with school. So this is what I did. I got a planner like this. Make sure that it's a big planner because you want to be able to write everything inside of it. So what I did was, like a month in advance, I wrote down all the assignments that was due for that month. I wrote it a month ahead of time. So I wrote it before that month started. So I would be filling it out in August for September as example, okay? And so what I did, I specified each class in different colors. So my say for instance, my BSN 425 will be in orange. My BSN 485 will be in purple. BSN 445 will be in green. So I was put everything in different colors. And then I will write everything out on the days that I wanted them due, as well as my weekly assignments and my weekly webinars and things like that. So I will write it down, and then I put like a little square box. See, hope you guys can see it. And I'll put like a little square box as well, right? And I'll check them off as I do them. So say for instance, I wanted to do certain assignments on a Monday. Say for instance, you may not be able to do it on that Monday. You might have to do it on a different day. It's fine. Just check it off if you decide to do a different assignment on a different day. But having a planner, this will save your life. If not, you will always be overwhelmed. You will always wonder, did I do that assignment? When is it due? No, you need to pre-plan yourself. You have to be responsible when you're in a nursing program. This is like preparing you for the real world. Like you have to be prepared. You have to think beforehand. Prioritizing is the main thing that you need to do in nursing school. Also, we did HERS too. This is the last thing that I'm going to show you guys. And then if you guys need any other information, you guys can, send me a message or something. This is the resource that they use to prep us for NCLEX. This was a lot of work. We had to watch videos, fill in the blanks, things like that. So you watch the videos and you fill in the blanks along with the video. So you do have to pay attention because they do not cue you that they're about to say whatever the blank is. You just have to listen and you have to pay attention. And the videos are not short videos. So this is the resource that they use. We also had to do HERS questions. This is my personal opinion. I think that the HERS, the material, like this material, I think is a great resource for preparing for NCLEX. Great resource. Everything is like broken down. It gives you the signs and symptoms for different diagnoses. It gives you the function of different body systems and how they work, and the signs and symptoms if you're going through heart failure, if you're a burn victim, what type of treatment. This is very good. It's straightforward, to the point. I love it. That's great. Okay. My only thing is, I don't like their questions. You know how you answer Q-Bank questions on certain things or different questions. I don't like their questions. I've taken ATI before, and we have to do HESI in every semester at this school. We have to do HESI. Comparing these questions to HESI and ATI, I don't like these questions. To me, it's not close to NCLEX. That's just my personal opinion. Okay. ATI teach you scenarios. UWorld, I heard, is a great resource as well. I'm actually using Kaplan right now. Kaplan, the Q-Banks and all of that. That's what I'm using, as well as Mark Clement. I will probably go to this book just to look at the book and, look at the signs and symptoms, the different functions and things like that. I will go to this as a resource. But as far as the questions, I do not prefer them, but you can look further into them. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Good luck on if you're going to nursing school or anything. If you have any other questions, just don't hesitate to write me a message or anything. Peace out.